Hello everybody. I'm back. The 30th of April today, Tuesday. I have taken a short and I'm aiming for this down here. Mainly I am aiming for this blue line here. And this trade is a lot riskier than what I'd normally take. But my bias and from what I've seen in the past, I have very high beliefs that price will come back down to this price down here. So I have taken this trade. Normally I wouldn't, but I just have very high conviction that it could come down to this area down here. We are digging into my stop a little bit now. And the reason for this is price has been coming down, right? And on NQ we have extreme equal lows, right? I really want to see that get ran. And obviously price has been coming down all day. Yes, I get that. So you'd be expecting price to come up, but the 4-hour gap ends here, as you can tell. 4-hour gap ends there. So I would have liked to have seen it, fill the entire gap, which it might not do, of course. But I am in this trade now. There is a 5-minute FEG here, where I'm expecting price to hold off of. And this is where the risk comes in, really. If this candle does not hold and it does push past this 5-minute candle, I have lost this trade. I am completely basing it off this 5-minute candle holding, and right now it's literally touched the top of this gap and it has wicked down. So this is why this trade is quite high risk for me, especially. I really wouldn't normally take this trade. But like I said, from what I've seen, from my experience, I can quite easily see price coming down a little bit lower. But I could be wrong, obviously. So we're just going to have to play the waiting game. Also, it was 8 o'clock around here-ish. Well, it was 8 o'clock here-ish. Seeing that from the AMD accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Starting off at power hour, we see accumulation, right? So around this area here, then manipulation at 8 o'clock, the macro coming in, taking in, filling a gap, and then we see distribution right at the end. So if price respects PD arrays and moves in the correct order flow, we should be good. But like I said, basing it off just this one gap is very high risk for me. So we will see what happens and what occurs. Yes, small push from NQ. Can we get another big push? Just get past down this gap. Now we have DXY almost coming up to take them equal highs. I want to see NQ take these equal lows. Bit more of a push from ES. NQ coming down for those equal lows. Dixie's still not taking out them equal highs yet. I'm going to move my stop to break even just so I don't lose anything on this trade, especially because it's so risky. So stop, move to break even now. Pushing down lower. NQ almost down to reaching those lows. DXC about to sweep these highs. Don't want to see any support here. None at all. Dixie's still not taking out those highs yet. Yeah, struggling a little bit. And Q as well, still not pushed down through them lows. Here we go. That's what we wanted to see. A bit more of a push down lower. NQ almost taking out that low. Dixie's still not taking out that high yet. getting close with ES. Just gonna move this so I can see my order. Back to 10 ticks. Come on, Dixie, take out that high. And then Q, take out that low. I don't want to see support of this. I don't want to see the candle hold resistance off that. We're pushing back up now. 3-minute candle did close below that though. Dix and Nasdaq didn't really. Very close taking out that high. Just keeping an eye on this. If price does start to retrace a lot, I will probably close the trade. Here we go. Just one little push. Just want a little bit more. 21 ticks. I just want to see Dixie take out the high. Once it takes out that high, I'm probably gonna be closing this trade. Leaving engineered equal lows right now. Always a good sign when we're on the side of those. NQ's getting close to those equals. Dixie's touched it. Dixie's touched it, but left. Nope, we haven't touched it yet. Actually, it looked like it. Still holding support on these equal lows. Once we break it, we will push lower quite hard. NQ really close. DXY still not touched it yet. There we have it, a little push below. That should be enough for bearish momentum to kick in. Still leaving those lows and still leaving those highs. There should be a 5-minute candle close, which is brilliant, below all of that. I'm going to close my trade here. And we're done. A small win, nothing crazy. It was a high risk trade. I did close it for, what, 15 ticks. So really nothing crazy at all. But I don't normally take these trades. And I was nervous in it, since I don't normally take it. But my narrative was correct. Haven't seen equal highs, and there it is. Dixie's taken it high. NQ hasn't taken a low yet, but Dixie took the high, so I definitely want to be out of that trade, which I was. Not the biggest gain, it's just a 190 gain. But yeah, just a small one for today's episode. I won't be doing this again. I'll be waiting for my actual setup. And yeah, peace. Just a little update on what's happened. Price did keep coming down a little bit longer. Yeah, but since it was a trade, there we go. So NQ's taken out them equal lows, like I said it would. DXY's taken out these equal highs. And ES is close to that, but it's not really something you want to be aiming for, especially when Nasdaq has taken out them lows and Dixie's taken out them highs. Was my main draws. I wasn't really. I suppose there was a 4-hour gap fill, but my main draws weren't on ES essentially. And obviously, just the bareback of entering on this gap on the M5 as well. It's not what I normally do, but I did it anyway because I could really tell what was going on with price. It was quite obvious that, like, obviously, so 8 o'clock, accumulation, manipulation, distribution for power hour. super clear, super obvious. But wasn't my setup, so I shouldn't have taken it, but I did. Something to learn for in the future. And yeah, just wanted to quickly update on you that my narrative was correct in the end. So yeah,